Before the world knew flame or fate, before the sanctum raised its gate, a dragon wandered tired and worn through misty skies of silver morn. It searched for peace, a place to lie, beneath the glow of moonlit sky, and in a valley hushed between two gentle hills of twilight green, it bowed its head in softened light and drifted deep to dreams of night. It dreamed of fire burning bright, of honor shining pure and white, of moonlit sacred, calm and true, of secrets old and wonders new. From dragon dreams the whispers grew, a hint of halls the world once knew, where mysteries danced in shadowed air, and magic bloomed in hearts that dared. That was the dawn of what would be, where five fought fate and unity. Their story closed, their watch now done, five voices fading into one. And so I speak across the yore, to those who brave what lies before. O hero born of flame or field, of moonlit craft or truth concealed, step forth, past revealed, come soon, your fate unsealed. For now the sanctum stirs to see what new made legends you will be. The dragon breathes the dream once more, a calling through the ancient door. Hero before the past is through, the tale now waits to open you. Take clues I've left and missed and do. Seek what is hidden, chase what's true. For the sanctum keeps its promise still, in silent halls and moonlit chill. It watches all you choose to do, and it's long been waiting here for you.
Episode 5, A Wrinkle in Time. Things have gone astray, but don't worry, there is no longer a delay. We rewind back just a little bit to see what we missed out on last time across the market, the disappearance of Jimbo and Schnurr, and many different things, the intricacies of the lore that is lurked about, all of the things that lead us up to our next adventure. Join us as we take a trip through a wrinkle in time. And we are going to jump back in today in the same scene in which we entered into once before, the grand interior of the chapel, the etched bricks with this bright glowing gray magic of runes, the candle lights that warm this room, softly glowing in each corner, keeping the shadows minimum and at bay. But if there was any shadows, they would quickly be snuffed out by the giant light that comes from the end of Father Tallius's staff. He has this big arching wood staff that reaches up almost as tall as his large pointy hat. And he stands very tall for an old man, a long beard, making it probably halfway down his chest, pure white hair, these large blue robes that are held over by green and brown, almost tarp-like clothes. Nothing fancy, very almost peasant-looking, even for a priest. It's just clothes to keep him warm over top of the robes. Tarps, cloths, different assortments of fabrics. And as we entered in with him, he had given us this speech about the resistance of fate, and that is where we're going to tune back in today. Gathering here today, those that lead the way and those that follow, so that tomorrow may be even brighter. Today we gather here at the resistance of fate to measure what will be your magical potential. And he holds his hand to his left. He has now walked around this room that is mostly empty. Though it is a chapel, it has bookshelves and tables. There's nothing in the main middle part of this giant room. Nowhere you would sit to attend a service or anything like that. And you guys are all kind of gathered there in a half circle. He was in front of you and has now walked around to the left side and begun going up this stage, a slightly raised stone platform, maybe 2.5 feet off the ground, but encompassing the entire short half of the room, farthest from the door that you walked in. 2 blank spaces of wall separate either side of it from the long walls that run the length of the chapel with these giant etched windows of stained glass. And as he walks up this stage, there's a giant blue curtain behind him, and he waves his hand out, and this curtain almost seems to levitate and move magically, wrinkling as it recedes and opens up to reopen there. What would appear like a regular stone to the common eye, to you, Cloud, would look like a gigantic version of the stone in your backpack. To the rest of you guys, it would look very similar to that stone. This giant, massive stone of this weird, it's really hard to describe what this is if you've never seen it before. It looks like crystal if crystal was just regular stone. So it's got like all these jagged contusions and bends, and maybe it even looks like it glows and is lighter and darker in different patches, like you're almost seeing through it. But it is a solid, dense, calcified product like stone. And what would appear to stone to the regular eye. This giant oblong oval jig-jag shape is hooked into the top by these giant copper and brass pipes that bend and warp around, concaving and weaving in and out of each other, building this nest of what appears like wriggled vines. These steam pipes go all the way up into the air like an organ, like a giant grand organ you would see in a church, with all the different pipes popping out at different angles, and just as jagged and just as much of a mess as the roots itself. And across this stone itself is thousands of tiny little sigils, these arcane runes that are sketched in a handwriting even smaller than yours, Schnur. Thousands of them. In layered rings, like cutting through a stone, slice after slice after slice from the bottom to the top. And these rings are moving around simultaneously, all revolving so smoothly and elegantly. It's as if these glyphs are dancing across the stone. This is the Crucible of Aether. This will gauge your magical potential of all potential destinies you may achieve. And this is where the moment that fate truly comes into your hand. You can take control now. And he started off much like last time. He goes around the room kind of just looking at everybody, and his eyes fall on Heimdall. Since you were not supposed to be here, Heimdall, why don't you take the lead? Heimdall laughs and, much like last time, replies, well, I did choose the best. And the four of you make into a single file line and start up the left side of the stage. So special about this moment, as you two make your way up on stage, Jimbo and Schnur, you were kind of ushered up first. Father Talius looked at you with this big warm smile. A smile you might not have seen in a long time, other than from each other or maybe around. You might have met a friendly animal that could smile or something, but this smile is one that greets you as if he's looking at a long lost son and a long-lost daughter that has returned home for the first time. Without even a moment of hesitation, he could read your mind. And the question that would jump to your head, asking if you guys could take the crucible at the same time as Schnur is sitting on your shoulder, he would just kind of nod and smile to you, almost acknowledging that he already knows what you're thinking and that you guys should just step up and place your hand down together.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Schnur, you're going to have to roll an assist roll and put all of your destiny into Jimbo's, if you're okay with that.
Okay.
So basically all of your magic potential will become 0 if he rolls low. Ability to have a magical potential growth system in the future, and instead will directly correlate off of how strong and how much Jimbo attunes. which is funny because attunement's supposed to work for like your familiar and your magic items and stuff, but they're using it for like their role play, their like relationships, magic, spirit, strength together. So that's what we're trying to figure out. And with that being said, Jimbo, roll her away. Let's see what the number of the day is. Come on, drop an 8, bro. Okay, that's a lot of potential though. 64. Quick maths. Let's fucking go. That's a lot of magic potential. It seems like roll numbers, but low numbers, but that's a lot of magic potential. Just putting that down. This sphere. Your hand finally makes contact with the stone, and you feel this slight pressure, almost poking and prodding into your brain, like directly above your eyebrows, in the middle of your head. But this pressure is quickly alleviated as Schnur's hands, she's like sitting on your shoulder or whatever. Maybe she's got like her hands kind of like leaning up against your neck. She's like centered or like completing the circuit, essentially, adding more energy. And as this like prods, you feel it kind of like not only back up, but kind of getting moved off, missing, being in the ethereal space between you and Schnur, as you and Schnur's magic actually encapsulates this potential. As it tries to gauge what you could be possible of, it simply fails for the first time. It can't identify you alone with Schnur there. And this is not only a reflection of your magic potential, but a reflection of an in-game element that we see from the forest, as it was not able to actually see Schnur. It wasn't able to identify her, much like this crucible cannot identify Schnur's fairy magic. And there would probably have never been a fae that has come through here before. Schnur would be the first. So it can't identify what her magic potential is doing to yours. And as this thing whirls around, different arcane glyphs begin to light up and glow. You see like different elemental colors of fire and nature and grass, and ones that look crooked and warped, like blood and skeleton hands, the moon, and then these really weird ones that look like almost like the Olympic symbol. It's rings inside of rings inside of rings inside of rings connecting together. Glowing in magical attunement as they glow brighter and brighter, casting these lights across the room, creating these murals that only you two can see. They can see the images and the magic being cast out, but the magic is attuning and giving you an advanced understanding. So as you're looking at this magic being cast out across, you're actually seeing how it connects to you as it forms into your memories, as it forms into your focus. Whatever moment you focus on, past, present, or future, it will bring in front of you into these murals as it begins connecting your life together to this magic potential. So you're looking out at all these different murals. What would you like to look at? You guys have to make a decision together, past, present, or future.
I think we're going to go with future.
Yeah.
All right. A couple things that catch your eye as you're like staring out at all these different magics warping this entropy of all of your possibilities. Your eyes go from right to left until they fall upon Schnur, who is on your shoulder as well. And as your gaze goes across, you see her. She is staring across. There is these scenes of how you met and came in and lifted her up, and you could see these scenes transition to one that's brighter and more vibrant, getting bigger as each scene connects into it, as each magic entropy wave wraps and connects to this ribbon of story that's in front of you. This main scene gets bigger and folds out and gets larger and more detailed as it carves in. You see some sort of ceremony is happening. There's these giant gazebos and brilliant archways covered in flowers. A huge forest that's in like this vibrant bloom of roses, it looks like, but it's a forest, and large colors stretched across the horizon, and the only two people visible in the frame of this large ceremony is you and Schnur. And as this scene gets bigger and bigger, more details within the scene itself become visible. And as you focus in on yourself, you lose sight of Schnur in that scene. But that's okay, because it turns out she is there with you. You see the possibility of literally blending and becoming this fairy moonfolk hybrid in the future.
Ooh.
And with that,
yeah.
the crucible has
Okay,
gauged
okay.
all of your magic potential. And it starts winding down. The glyphs start discoloring. However, as some of the brighter glyphs fade, Jimbo, your attention focuses on some of these darker glyphs. Black glyphs outlined with bold hints of silver. Bending, warping measurements of blood that's like spiraling out of these columns or locked into these chains, and this skeletal hand that appears to be reaching up out of nowhere. And then it powers off. Father Tallius laughs. Well, we've never had anything like that. What is that, some sort of fairy magic?
It's pretty intense.
I feel like my brain just exploded and split into like at least 4 different parts. I'm a little bit scared, but I like the first part of what I saw.
Yeah. Seems like a lot to look forward to and ponder.
I have to agree. The second part was rather scary, though. I mean, a little bit of blood and a little bit of bones. That never hurt nothing, right?
Nothing wrong with a bit of blood and gore.
Yeah, it's perfectly healthy.
We would next have seen Vero step up, and then Stellaris, both of them getting magically gauged. And then we've seen a couple different people filling in. Like, basically the whole room had then made their way into a single file line. So excited as they seen all these magical energies warping out for the first party that was led here by Heimdall. After him, every single group lined up to go, finally ending with Silith Bloodbloom's party and Draylin and his 2 groupies. But we left out a couple names.
Draylin.
Yeah, Draylin Bloodbloom. So we had Kaylin Emberforge. She stepped up, and it was the most bright. Like, everybody had different magical experiences when they stepped up to the Aether Forge. But when Kaylin Emberforge stepped up to the Aether Crucible, it was the most bright we had ever seen. It was like she was literally holding every potential fire magic in her hand. It lit up the whole room, even brighter than Father Tallius's. It was extreme levels of heat. The wards in the room began glowing as if they were going to start canceling the magic at any moment, as if it was literally becoming dangerous to just observe how bright and powerful her future was. We missed out on Bramble Ironroot. He was one of the 2 duos that made it here without a leader. He was the one that was with the smaller guy, and Mr. Ironroot, Bramble Ironroot, is a much larger boy. He has long hair that goes all the way back down his hair like Spike or like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Long hair that goes all the way down his back. Huge protruding muscles that are hidden underneath of these potato sack-like garments. And funny enough, he has like a bonsai tree that's essentially growing out of his back just above his shoulder blade on the left side.
He said, "Why?"
We also missed out on seeing Vexus Starpath. Starpath is actually another royalty name at Mistvale Sanctum. So this young lady, she could have made it to Mistvale without having to do all this, as she would have got a letter, much like Vero did. And this would have been the person, presumably, that the shadow would have been talking about when Vero asked if there was anyone here that got a letter. And he was referring to like someone dark, a male, and someone powerful, a female. He was probably referring to this bloodline. We didn't get to see either of the two that are with Draylin. We didn't get to see his, the male, the chubby boy, and we didn't get to see the female because she was one of the only elves that was here besides the brother and sister duo that were the other only group of two that made it here with no leader. And so, of course, we got to see Draylin. The boy that is with him, that has the chubbier boy that has the battle axe on his back, that is Riven Blackmolt, and he had all these glyphs that would shine and glow for him would be like shadow glyphs and transmutation glyphs and maybe a little bit of like, you might even see some of these magics that as it projects these murals across the room, you would see like something that kind of looks like a werewolf like howling, but then all these like black tendrils start pulling on the maw of the wolf and like essentially trying to rip it apart. You'd see all kinds of crazy shit when he went to get his, and that's the boy that is with him. The girl that the sister, or sorry, not the sister, the female elf that we got to see that was also with him, that's Asaro Soulcast. And for hers, we would see all kinds of healing glyphs and conjuration glyphs. Maybe even some of her murals would look like great healing, like she was healing a whole bunch of different people at the same time. And these weird conjurations, as you would see like all kinds of monsters and weird different shaped fiends and creatures. A very, very strong party to complete alongside Draylin Bloodbloom, who we seen yesterday. And we wouldn't really get to see too much of either of his two buddies, because of course, as soon as Draylin like actually touches it, they get blasted away. But we'd get to see a little bit of their magic potential. Otherwise, they wouldn't be allowed to proceed. And yeah, so that would be the end of the Magic Crucible. He would continue by giving you guys the same speech he did yesterday, that Father Tallius runs over to the guy and the girl alongside Draylin, that as Draylin put his hand on this Magic Crucible, his two comrades that also went up with him at the same time and already put their hands up to the crucible, but they weren't connecting with it yet. It was like they were trying to, but it was like distorting and wasn't allowing them to, because it knew Draylin was near. And then as he put his hand down, it worked perfectly, except it backfired and shot out one side of like this insane just electrical destruction magic and ripped through the boy with the battle axe. And then on the other side, it cast out a similar lightning bolt, but we didn't actually see it do any damage. It just ripped through her shoulder, and then as she stood up, she was already immediately healed. Her clothes were singed where it had gotten through her shoulder, but there wasn't even a mark on her actual body. And so it was like it split all of his magic potential and fractured both of his buddies with it. And as the boy gets like to his feet and he's like bleeding, dripping blood, Father Tallius ran over, cast lay on hands, and then his hands glow a golden light as his hand covers over the wound for a second before moving and revealing a similar effect to the girl's shoulder. No wounds were left on the boy, just singed, fragmented pieces of his shoulder cloth. And then Father Tallius would demand that meeting with Silith and be like, we need to talk. Heimdall Silith would disappear to the right of the stage, where previously there was just a blank space of wall. Now a door would appear as they walk up to it, and it would creak open. The three of them would disappear into some quarters and then clothes, some put up in the dormitories here after you've had your chance to go to the market and all that, and then you will be able to head out for Mistvale tomorrow. They're gonna send you guys on your way. So everybody made their way to these papers that are on this table, and there's 4 different types. You can get a forgery voucher for like a blacksmith. You can get a market voucher for the stalls and tents that they have along the riverside, kind of like a picker's market. You can get a food voucher if you just need food, and you can get a backpack voucher or a resource voucher, which will essentially work as imagine you're getting a starting backpack. All the items that you would need to fill that, much like you guys got in episode 0, you get another chance to do that and stack up on even more stuff. So you have
Will there be opportunity for more vouchers in the future? Or an opportunity to like get some coin to buy stuff?
Yeah. The voucher is just a $90 shillings claim. So it just tells me that I can give you whatever you want up until the value of 90 shillings. But this market is basically the line of buildings and tents that's on the left side that runs down the length of the river. So as you come down this hill and you kind of see Ratman's over there, and you're like, we'll come back there. Vero and Solaris continued forward towards this market. A whole bunch of tents and semi-impermanent structures set up, crates and barrels huddled around tables, and different vendors scattered out across. You see selling and hollering and lots of chatter coming from this market. As you guys get closer and closer, you could see the permanent buildings that are in the background kind of surrounding around here as you guys are almost in the downtown area of Riverwood where the square is. It would be just even further in the background here. And you guys are entering up, seeing all these tents kind of spread out in front of you, all of these buildings behind them now kind of coming into view, and seeing your first these are more like permanent structures, much like closer to the church and street that is just littered in these tents. So anything you guys could think of is probably here. It has odds and ends of all kind. You just tell me what you're thinking of, and I will imagine a market vendor that is probably selling it. And you could switch it back to the Roll20 screen now, because we're going to have to roll for this.
Something to enhance one of my stats. It would be cool to be a little bit more charismatic, but that doesn't really fit the character. So... magical ring and pants is basically what I'm looking for. Already have a weapon. Maybe some food.
I would say I would need a little bit of background on your character, but would your character... So you're wearing this loincloth and a hat. It makes me curious. Has your character ever worn clothes before? Like, was he born like this? You'd have to give me a little backstory before I could think about how the charisma boost would work. But I would say getting into clothes and feeling cleaned up would definitely give you some sort of charisma boost.
I would say that Jimbo is, I mean, even given the name, he's not too social and probably isn't used to wearing clothes. So I think that he's just recognizing right now that, like, hey, all these people are wearing shirts and pants and shit. I thought I just had to wear a fucking hat. You know, like, that was considered decent. But we're seeing all these people around. They got their shirts and their pants, you know, maybe a coat. We don't know how cold it is or how warm it might be.
I would say it's mid.
So I think he's
it's
just
mid-autumn.
getting jealous. Yeah, mid-autumn. So yeah, if there's a way to find some pants and a hoodie or something, I think that would do Jimbo pretty well.
Jimbo, this same
Hilarious.
this same vendor has showed me a crocodilian type jacket, which is a little bit too large for me, and perhaps in a man's style that I passed on, but I really liked. But she was offering it to me. So this is something that this vendor is has for their wares, and they may offer it to you.
It's still
Awesome
there
sauce.
for sale, indeed.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
So there's for sale. I didn't buy it. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't really what I was looking for. But again, I for sure didn't hate it. That's no joke.
So I go up to the vendor, right?
Mhm.
And I ask how much it may cost.
This vendor particularly has what appeared to be a kind of rundown looking tent. However, as it was like kind of slouching and these poles weren't maybe too good, the black fabric was very nice that was wrapped around this tent. This vendor clearly had a very good eye for fabric and material. The rack that essentially hangs out in front of him, in front of his table, where maybe he'd be like keeping money or vouchers that other adventurers have come in and claimed. He is sitting there behind it, a small hunched-in human man with some big-ass binoculars, and he looks up at you guys as these binoculars begin clicking with different lenses, maybe 4 extra lenses on each set, kind of rotating in and constantly changing. And there's a small metal-like spider with 6 legs bouncing around on his shoulder.
A small metal-like spider. So, sir, what are you charging for that well-crafted spider-looking thing? And what are you charging for those pants? Because they're beautiful.
A smile comes to his face, the wrinkles at his eyes burling up as his big brows lift to try and see you better. Oh, well, Lefty's not really for sale. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have an extra hand around here. He holds up his 2 hands as his right one stretches out in a long leather brown glove as he's pointing at his wares and his different clothes with an open hand, and his left one kind of comes up kind of like in a general posture of exclamation, just kind of like making a bend at the elbow and coming up towards his shoulder. However, at the wrist portion of his hand, there is no actual hand there. It is just like wrapped up in some sort of white fabric as a nub. So this living thing actually helps him and operates with him, being like his left hand. This is all kind of like clicking, and then they stop. And he gets a really good look at you. His eyes look enormous through these big bulging lenses. You ain't got no pants. He mutters
I ain't got no pants.
mutters to himself for a second before leaning back. Oh, quite fine, mighty fine, interesting mystery indeed. Are you with the Adventurers Guild? Are you making your way to Mistvale Sanctum?
I don't know much of this Adventurers Guild, but I do believe that's on my way to the Mistvale Sanctum.
Those are the people that like lead you there, yeah, like Heimdall and Silith, them people.
Stand back off. That's so good. That's so good.
Well, yes,
really
I do
good.
think I am a part of that party.
Yeah.
All right, well, any
Tough.
adventurer
Oh, yeah.
can't start their adventure like that, my friend. Let me tell you.
I want any pants. I want any pants that make me look slightly less like a
any pants.
degenerate.
Who sells pants? You sell pants? I accept.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, I'll take your cheapest pair.
Okay, go on, mister.
As long as
I
they're
will
not
take
too
your $1 pants. Thank you.
All right.
I'll take dollar pants.
He'll
I'm all
give
for
you
it.
he'll
It's
give
better than
you
no
pants for
man.
10 shillings because he
Oh,
likes
heck and heck.
your adventure spirit. Why don't you just spend like 10 more shillings and get like
Oh, you enjoyed
a regular
yourself.
jacket or something as well? Call it 20 shillings and you
Well,
get
I would like to
get a full
help this
regular
dude out
outfit.
with his task here.
Huh?
And maybe there might be a cool code in there for me.
I'm sorry, I
Maybe.
missed,
No, perhaps.
I missed what you said.
Perhaps.
Because it seems like this man knows his fabric well.
He does have an eye for fabric, he said.
Oh, yes, but I would still love to go on the task. And because this man seems like an expert, he knows his fabrics, he knows how to sew, he knows how to stitch, he knows all this shit. He seems like a well-educated man. So I would love to do a favor for him if maybe in turn I got a jacket.
Okay, yeah, he'll give you if you complete the quest, you could have the jacket and 20 shillings.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
So, that still leaves you
70.
70 shillings on this voucher that you have to use somewhere in the market. Solaris, before we leave though, really quick,
I'm very
Solaris,
interested to know.
while you were there and you were hanging out, maybe when you had offered the jacket to Jimbo, you'd been like, "Hey, check this out. That's pretty cool." And then you kept walking. You feel
Yeah.
eyes peering on you, much like in the alleyway. But
Ooh.
this gaze feels different. Not cold, but just genuinely intrigued, investigating you.
Or just
Roll.
interested. Yeah.
Yeah, roll. Or can you tell me what your passive perception
Interesting.
is?
My passive perception? Let me see.
Yeah, it should be under senses.
Boo da boo boop boop boop. Yeah, okay. Let me just hit me. Okay, it's loading. A lot. Oh, come on. It loads better in my house. Passive perception. My perception is 11, yo.
As you feel this gaze locked upon you, your head like swivels around the market trying to find where this gaze was coming from. And in between two different tents that were kind of hodgepodge together with a little small space in between them, maybe like 1.5 feet wide, you see a blur of orange jump out of sight in between the two tents.
Yeah, jacket.
And did you want... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Do you want to try and make 20 shillings for that bonus mission?
Damn right.
He offers you to play a prank on his old friend Ratman, and basically he gives you a fake wheel of cheese. It's like silicone or something, you can't really tell. It's a fake wheel of cheese. He wants you to go swap it out with one of the wheels of cheese he has there, and bring him back the one you swap it with.
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one because the rat man's the cheese man.
I can maybe his brother to freeze riding for us for way cheaper.
It ain't gonna cause any
buy the
harm,
normal
probably.
I will also say
I'll ask.
I will also say a wheel of cheese costs exactly 20 shillings.
But
So
I can ask.
So he
Good,
is
that's what we want.
paying you
But I can ask
to basically
brother.
buy it, but he wants you to swap it out with this this fake one. And then on top of that, you would have also got the jacket, but now you've already purchased the jacket. So he doesn't have that to throw in.
So I wouldn't get my money back or anything?
No. This is an optional side quest. If you chose to complete it, you would get the jacket and 20 shillings. The jacket is gone now. It's been claimed, basically. So now the only thing
And
that you can get is these 20 shillings. That's up to you. You can think about it as the progress goes on, because we're going to fade over to Ratman's cheese shop anyways. Schnurr and Jimbo would have disappeared from the market at some point, and we find out it wasn't for any mysterious reason at all. They just went to Ratman's cheese shop because Wax has the voucher for food. So the two of you would now split off away from Solaris, who just seen this like thing that was watching her, and it blurred off in between the tents with this orange colored blur. Very interesting. And as well as you guys are now leaving the market, heading just right down the road to Ratman's cheese shop. This slanted building featured around a big front porch and a very small actual building itself with large sheds attached to the side of it. And inside, or commonly on the porch, you would see a cheese wheel or a pottery wheel that is spinning around, or sometimes not spinning around. And you would find Ratman there in his rocking chair or on a stool, slapping a thing of cheese down and doing his cheese pottery on the pottery wheel.
Oh, he makes faces on cheese now, eh?
Yeah, it's always been his thing. He like just slaps
A
it down on the
cheese
pottery
vase.
wheel and makes all kinds of squishing and slurping sounds.
Whatever you say, sir.
As
You're
his
in
hands
charge.
work up and down this lumpy cheese, making it into something beautiful. And yeah, so that's where you guys would find yourself, Jimbo and Schnurr.
I wonder why there's no one around.
The lights are on inside for sure.
Well, let's go inside then.
All right. You and Jimbo make your way up to the door. You hear a slight ruckus inside as you turn the doorknob. As you open it up, the lights and the wonderful aromas from inside bask out upon your senses. Ratman stumbles into the scene from one of the side rooms, one of these sheds that are what looks like a shed from the outside is connected to the side of the building. He steps out from one of these and into the main open interior of this larger hut, and he's got a handful of papers, all wrinkled up scrolls, crumbled up, and he's got them all in a mess in his arm, his other arm dragging a half-eaten cheese wheel behind him through the air. As he stumbles in, the culprit! He struck again! My best cheese wheel! Gone! Ratman yells in anger.
What's going on?
Bureau is missing out.
My best cheese wheel, it was stolen right off its shelf. I thought the sheds were safe, but it seems like a ghost with good taste has struck and haunted my home. Ratman snorts angrily, making his way to the center of the room and throwing a lot of these scrolls down. Still keeping his hand on his cheese wheel, maybe even nibbling on it. And then focusing back on all these papers that seem to keep track of his cheese wheels and how long they're aging for.
Totally not chilling with the ghost.
He's like, a thief is a thief, and the thief must be found. But how can there be a thief when there's not a thief around? And he like slams his hands onto his head. You now notice he has somehow finished this entire wheel of cheese without you guys noticing, very sneakily grabbing a bite or two. Even though you've watched him grab a bite or two, he must have been like pocketing a bite like real fast. And now he swings his empty hands through the air, and he goes, "Oh, you cheese lovers! You love cheese, don't you?"
Yes.
Well, if I go out of business, this whole district will lose cheese. Nobody will have cheese. You won't have cheese.
It's being conservative. That's all.
You guys think you can help me find this cheese thief?
Depends how much cheese you're gonna give me for helping.
Is the love of cheese not
Wow.
enough?
I need a sample of every single cheese, and then I'll consider it.
All right. I can give you one wedge from every batch that we make in the future.
How you gonna get it to me?
I don't know. Do you not live around here? Or can you come back and pick
You
it up?
got carrier rats?
Carrier? I'm sure we could figure something out.
Interesting.
You're definitely
What could I get for the now?
Huh?
This is like cheese. What's in it for the now? Because that's like a future. But like cheese.
Well, they did get my finest cheese wheel, but funny enough, they left this half wheel behind. I was gonna eat this in a couple moments when you guys left, but I guess you could take this. It's a half wheel of fine cheese, which restores a D20 of health. That's equivalent to a large healing potion.
Interesting. So what are you looking for from us, fine sir?
Well, I obviously can't leave my shop or the thief might strike again. But if my suspicions are correct, all I have to do is find someone who can follow the trail. Half of a fine cheese wheel, which is the equivalent of a large healing potion. So then you also get to spend your voucher. You would have to find time in this exchange somewhere to try and pull off that other side mission that you have, Jimbo. It seems very apparent that he is not going to leave this hut. Considering all of his good cheeses have already been stolen, he's not going to lose what little he has left, as he said.
He's not down, y'all. You can't convince him, apparently.
Yeah, so you would
He's
have
been
to...
very serious about his
You'd
cheeses.
either have to make a stealth check and try it, or go about the side mission. To follow this trail. But if your overall
Y'all
goal...
just be harassing
let's go for it. How about we all just go together and see what happens while we're gone?
That's a mighty fine idea, Jimbo.
Okay.
I must avenge my honored rap master. What is even going on in chat? And yeah, if you guys watched the last episode, you guys know there might be a reason why Ratman is wary of leaving. Think about the last time we saw Ratman, what had happened to him. He might be wary of that too, so it'd be pretty hard to convince him to leave this hut. But anyways, so would you like to... I'm guessing the reason you'd want to try and stay here and convince him that is to try and steal it. While all this is going on, and while he's so focused on these papers, if you would like to just try and make a stealth check, I'm saying that opportunity is... Like, you could do that. He's, like, concentrating. He's trying to get all of his logs in order. If you guys want to try and do the old swap-a-rooney, you could try. Could
I potentially also make a distraction while that's going on?
Yeah, you could assist.
I also have a question before they do stuff, because it might help them.
All right.
So what do I roll for that?
Just one moment.
Okay.
Go ahead, Slars.
Okay, so my question is, since they weren't here yesterday, and I got like that like little bit of like snippet that I heard these kids talking about Cheese Man about. Like what I could tell them if I heard what I heard, and I could like maybe would that affect like their decision maybe?
I yeah, you could. I as a DM, I'm gonna remain neutral on that one. You tell them whatever you think your character
Okay.
would have told them.
Well, do you guys want to hear what I heard? What I heard some of the town's children talking about Cheese Man? Would you guys like to hear?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking to y'all.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so
For heaven's
when we were walking around yesterday at the market when you guys weren't either, we heard like some like crazy like religious zealots who are also racist. Like, no, that's not neither here nor there. But then we also heard some like a couple of like town's children being like, "Let's go. Have you never seen like a rat human hybrid person? Oh, well, he has the cheese. Like he owns the cheese house." And then they were like talking like mad shit about him being like a whole alcoholic and he's not trustworthy. He's a drunken man. He's the rat man. And so like that's it. That's all.
A lot of
Just
gossip.
FYI, apparently he's an alcoholic. So like
pretty
you know.
A lot of gossip and drama. He's
Yeah,
a,
well, I
a
mean,
town
right.
drunk
But
and
I
a
thought
psych.
maybe that might that might give you a little. Yeah, he's like a drunken, untrustworthy rat, man.
Specifically, what you
Just
heard is
saying.
that he got that spot. Remember how earlier we heard that the tent guy that has the rivalry with Ratman, he has a rivalry with Ratman
Yeah.
because Ratman got this spot for his shop. It's right in front of the whole market.
Oh,
Perfect
I thought it was a tent woman.
But those kids said that he only got it because he's like a freak show. Like the town is basically putting him on display
Yeah.
to attract attention.
Yeah.
Well, that's rude.
Yeah. Right.
And it was working.
But I thought you
the
like you
adventurers
guys were like,
came specifically to see Ratman. And, yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it works, it works.
Well, I just wanted to share that info with you guys, like just full disclosure.
Appreciate it.
Ratman's backstory's tragic.
Poor
It
Ratman.
is quite tragic. I understand him.
And he's
think
just
we
trying to
all
make
understand
cheese to
him a
keep the
little
town
bit.
happy. Oh my god, I'm getting choked up. Oh fuck. Alright. So what do you guys like to do?
We're gonna dip out and try and figure out who stole the cheese and shit.
Alright.
Or do I create a distraction?
There you go.
Hold up. Sorry.
You're good.
So, hold up. I create distraction. You
Hold
try and
up.
post me.
Wait a minute.
You put some soup in it. Alright, so what are we rolling, man?
So
I'm gonna
if
be
you
a
would like to
distraction.
make it, the first thing you have to do is roll a stealth check for whoever is actually going to be the person that attempts this. Let's see how stealthy you are. And Jimbo, if you want to make a distraction,
Oh.
you would not need to make a stealth check because you are not going to be doing anything stealthy.
Do I just get to be obnoxious?
Yeah,
No.
you're basically doing an assist roll. So her stealth
Yes,
is
no
4.
problem. I'll help you out with that.
So now, now you're both
I'm
gonna
done.
roll
I'm
a
done.
regular 20. But
I'm trying to do
Schnur,
I'm trying to do
if you have sleight of hand, you may use sleight of hand.
I'm trying.
You need text for that, or
Yeah, it's actually.
'cause I don't think we were introduced to that mechanic.
That you would like.
Sleight of hand is just one of the attributes. It's
But
below
wait for my
skills.
answer, like, wait
Or
for
below,
Okay, so
We're
yeah,
not
you have a
doing some-
dex check.
it's where it's
Way
in
down there.
skills, sorry.
it.
It says
Sleight of
sleight of
hand,
hand.
right Plus 2 dex. For you.
That you would like, please.
No, not dex, sleight of hand.
Yeah, but it just results in a dex check.
Oh,
So the
jeez.
same.
I'll do
though,
anything
I
that
thought
you
it
want
right?
me. Oh, please. That's all I have.
Totally
Yeah,
missed
that's
all
weird.
of that. What kind of check do I make?
Just a
Not
regular flat 20.
intimidation.
You're basically an assist.
Am I
So just like in battle, how you'd have up to,
I am.
you'd have
Outrageous.
another attack essentially.
Fuck.
It's the same
Whatever.
thing.
I'm best.
All right.
All right, so
So
13.
Yeah.
Or 16.
Yeah, I know. That was
all right.
me.
Well, then what would your distraction look like, Cloud? As he's focusing on these papers and you're talking to him about this Parmesan, is that your distraction, or what do you do to
I would
distract
say
him?
I just talk to dude. I tell him to look around and point out all of his favorite cheeses and go from there. Just ask how his day's been going. Just casual conversation. Just keep him distracted.
All right. And around near probably the other side of the room, Schnur, you're gonna try and grab one of these wheels of cheese. It's just gonna be 2 medium wedges. Restores 1d8.
Why?
It could be whatever cheese you want. Monterey, I don't care. Cheddar, Colby, who knows?
Gruyere.
It shall be
Parmesan
14-year aged white cheddar.
Okay.
Ooh.
14 aged white cheddar it is. Good.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Okay.
So yeah, you have those
some
2
sharp
wedges
shirts
kind of
tonight
like
for
hidden
biscuits.
on
I'm
you
into it.
somewhere. The door swings open, and the same guy who is wearing those long black robes and had the fine kind of blonde hair tucked back and was kind of making the eyes and slight smile at Heimdall steps in. Oh, Silith! What are you doing here, Silith? Come for some cheese? And he takes a step and another step, and he looks around at all of you before his eyes lock on Jimbo. He sees Schnur over in the corner doing something, and he sees Ratman scurrying about by his table. No, I don't think I am here for cheese today. Only business. Are these some compatriots of yours, or just customers? Oh, are they're gonna help me find my cheese thief. I've been haunted, stricken by a cursed ghost. He's got all of my cheese. All of the best ones from my storage locker. Well, send them on their way then. I must speak to you privately. Okay. Come here. Who wants it? And he holds his warping, ratty, fur-covered, and matted fingers and his long nails out forwards. Jimbo or Schnur, which one of you would like to have this magic enchantment bestowed upon you?
Elaborate.
That's all the elaboration you get.
All right, cool beans.
So which one of you was that?
That's what we picked. That was me. I picked
All right.
those.
Jimbo, you step forward and he kind of holds his hand up and these warping magic lengths stretch out from him. This scroll that he's holding in his hand starts to erupt in a similar color as patchwork from it begins to disappear before the entire scroll is disintegrated. You see a weird arcane symbol appear before all the lines on the letterings of it and these different miniature symbols are connected, creating a sigil. This sigil is cast out as a ray of energy, landing on you and marking you with the ability to cast Detect Magic. So for a following couple rounds, you will have the ability to cast Detect Magic. Whenever this sigil dies out, you will lose that ability. So whenever you go to do an investigation check next time, just ask to cast Detect Magic. And with that, Ratman kind of points towards a small little mouse-sized hole in the wall, the farthest right side wall of the building, away from the actual tiny sheds themselves. And he said, "You should start out in that alley right there. That's where the trail's the hottest." Pointing towards this small little hole that leads, this tiny mouse-sized hole that leads outside.
Well, it better be spicy.
And then you guys can make your way outside and down the stairs. The door behind you close as Silith and Ratman begin to go into whatever business they may have. You wish to proceed, or what? What do you guys want to do?
Oh, let's go follow this trail. Let's go check it out over there.
All right. You begin to walk down the stairs and make your way around to the right side of the building. And in this small little alleyway, there's not much. A couple trash cans, or not even trash cans, more like just barrels that have trash in them. And some crates that are mostly busted, but a couple that are still together, just leaning against each other near the far back end of the alley.
Should we go check out over there by them garbages?
Absolutely. Would you like to roll investigation, perception?
We'll go with. Let me look them on first, real quick, and I'll let you know. We'll do investigation.
All right, go for it. Around the trash cans, you do find evidence, but not the kind of evidence you'd be hopefully looking for. You just find all kinds of crumbs of cheese, big chunks, small chunks, just all kinds of cheese broken down into smaller pieces. It reminds you of similarly to what you did when you broke that bigger chunk down into these wedges. There's some rod pieces that were maybe part of handles for these scoop things that he uses to get the cheese wheels farther back into the storage sheds. And I'd say there's like some of them that are broken, so you might find a couple like rod handles. There might be, might be some scrap cloth. And that's it. Not very much really interesting in here.
About the cheese crumbs. Are they edible?
Oh yeah, they're edible. They're fresh.
Oh.
So can we pick up those cheese crumbs and
Yeah. Are any of you guys missing health?
Oh no, we've lost no health.
Okay. I was just making sure I don't know.
No, I just
you could eat it and gain a minimal beneficial. I knew everyone was close to max health. I didn't know what exactly it was, but yeah.
Giving her a buff or something. Oh my god.
I believe before this round ends, you guys should be reminded that sigil will only last a certain amount of rounds. So next in initiative, it's open initiative, so any of you guys can go. But before Schnurr gets another turn, that would be the next round. So I'm just throwing that out there as she finishes what she would like to do.
So can we go ahead and use the detect magic thingy?
Yeah, Cloud, if you would like to roll an investigation check, but you can change, you can roll a regular 20 and change the modifier to whatever you are most proficient with as far as magic goes. So as your species, you're a moonfolk. I think yours would be wisdom.
So would that be multiplicative? Okay, so right here we have. Okay, for example, our last roll was rolling 1d20 and I got a 3. So if I had a 4 in wisdom, would that just be adding it and making it 7 wisdom, or multiplying it and making it 12?
It would be adding it.
Okay, so that would be 7d20, right?
No, you would just roll 1d20, and then you would add whatever your wisdom is.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, let's do that. So I got 11.
Okay. You see, strangely enough, there's these literally light footprints, like light aurora blue footprints, very, very tiny, almost the same size as Schnurr's. And they are like scattered about, none around the rat hole itself, but as if something had landed around the trash can and started walking around, and then the trail starts to go down the alley, so you would have to continue to progress that way to continue to maintain the detection on them.
Whose turn is it now?
You still
Ray's
have a
turn
free
to,
object interaction, so you could still like just mess with something or pick something up. You could add one of those rod
Go do
handles to your inventory that could be used to craft scepters. Or I don't know if you're going to use a wand
Oh,
or
I'll
what
definitely do that.
or what
Yeah.
you're going to do. I would say if there's even a rod even if there's 2 rods,
Oh, actually,
you could break
I
one of the
may.
rods, and then both you and Schnurr have a rod for a scepter.
What is it made out of, though?
Some sort of oak or darkened hardy wood for nice, like solid staff handle. It's to actually be used for these things to like get cheese further back into the storage shed, to, like poke it.
And we can always change later, right?
Yeah.
Like, we can always swap her out.
Yeah, you can always create new ones.
Yeah, let's go for that, huh? Yeah, let's pick up that rod handle. Fucking rocker from there.
Okay. As you two continue to follow this path of very softly glowing blue light footprints, they continue around, down the side of this hill, the sloping embankment, and then start to get less and less visible as they get closer and closer to that bridge you guys originally walked over. You would have to, it has now been a new round, so you're going to have to roll again for detect magic if you want, but I highly suggest you let Schnurr go first and like investigate the environment, and then use your magical detection to get what's abnormal about it.
All right,
But it's
well,
still
can
open
I
initiative, so
investigate then?
proceed how you
Okay.
like. I'm sorry, Schnurr, what?
Investigate the area in front of us then?
Yes. It's a sloping embankment down into the underside of this bridge. Is there anything specifically you'd be looking at, or you just want to get like a wide scope of this area with more detail?
How about under the bridge?
All right. Go ahead.
Wow.
Oh. Yeah, you start peering down there. You even see just like a small flicker of movement under the bridge. but nothing else seems abnormal about the bridge.
Right. Walk around, I don't know.
If you guys is now up to you if you want to. I don't think you can move because you're sitting on Cloud's shoulder. But if you guys would like to move together, you may.
What you thinking? Feel like there's something to that investigation check, but we just didn't roll good for it. I'm gonna do the same thing as my free action.
Cast Detect Magic.
Yeah.
All right, roll regular 20 and add your Wisdom modifier. So 15. Your Wisdom's 4, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Your modifier. You hear a soft hum. And there's a very sweet smell in the air. And you might even have caught that same flicker of movement that Wax saw down underneath the bridge. You got to be very careful getting close to this river, though. It is flowing and ripping and roaring. The rapids and whitecaps on top of it are bursting with power and strength. So you'd have to be very careful if you did choose to go down underneath this part of the bridge on the embankment.
Because this seems a little suspicious.
Roll a regular 20 and then add your Wisdom. Detect Magic.
21.
There is something very magical in front of you. Under that bridge, there is a magic very similar to Schnur's magic. And you can also detect there's something there that is not very magical at all either. Something weak with magic.
Could I go up and say hi? Be like, what's up, y'all?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
So yeah, free object interaction plus your bonus action. You could walk basically you can't go in. You don't have a full turn of movement, but you could go basically up to where the shadows begin, where it gets a little darker, and you could be like, yo, what up? And see if there's even more you could see in there. And there is.
Yeah, damn right.
As you would get closer, you'd be able to see, still using Detect Magic, whatever that thing is with faint magic. As you get closer and closer, you can see it is very low to the ground, and it is moving closer and closer to you, but far away from you at the very bottom of where the river and this rocky riverbank meet. And then that very, very magical thing that feels like Schnur's magic is now, as you get closer, you can tell it is further and further back, kind of up underneath of the bridge, very close to the ground on the hill as it gets up to where the bridge gets flat at. And you get closer and closer, and you yell out,
"What's up, homie?"
The rhythmic humming kind of stops. You hear, huh? And as a female voice calls back, and then there's some stumbling sounds. You hear maybe a soft thud, and the scuttling of this shape gets closer and closer, and you hear its legs clicking on the ground as a mud crab bursts from the shadows, takes a little snap at you, and then scuttle dashes along the river bank into the water and just keeps scuttling.
Heavens.
You see there is
Bucks for all of them?
not
really.
one, but multiple wheels of cheese that have been broken off just like you did and hauled here, piled up into a hill. And behind this small
You don't
mound
know.
of cheese wedges, there is some little tiny fairy-looking creature, fey-looking creature, kind of trying to do her best to hide, all kind of like balled up. She has dark purple hair and vibrant colored wings, and is trying her best to kind of like conceal all of that with her garments and rags as she's like crouching down behind this cheese mound.
We gotta get. What is he doing, Neil? Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey,
Harley's on.
what's up there?
Oh my goodness! I thought you guys were the Shadow Man.
I haven't. No.
Nah, we just little homies passing through, looking around. What you doing?
Oh, I'm just trying to survive. I've got some food here, and please don't take my cheese. And she like lands on the cheese, no longer like trying to hide herself, but trying to hide the cheese under her tiny body.
Out of here.
So where'd you get all them cheese wheels from? Cause cheese.
Follow her, Will. She's dangerous.
Oh my god. So good. So sticky, so good kisses.
She is a
I can't. Look at him.
She's a tiny little thing
He loves it.
with soft peachin skin and dark and purple hair, covered in rags with these bright, vibrant wings kind of popping out through them. She looks more like a pixie than she does a fae. She is actually what's known as a scentling, which is a magically conjured creature summoned, kind of like a stonekin. However, it is like a spirit that is created with strong magic.
By the water?
I hate to tell you guys this, but I stole these. My master, he was killed by the Shadow Man.
Shadow Man is.
I don't know.
Is that theft or inheritance?
And I stole these from the rat guy because he's just never looking and keeping track. It was so easy and it smelled so delicious and I was so hungry.
I mean, that is pretty valid, but this is a lot of damn cheese. And you ain't much bigger than me.
I was really hungry.
All right.
Roll a wisdom save.
A wisdom save.
As her big scentling eyes and this warm smell of cheese is not the warm smell is, or not warm smell, Jesus. The sweet smell is not actually the cheese itself. I'm just imagining you guys would imagine it as cheese. That smell is just actually a scentling's ability, and you guys are gonna roll to see if you would be wisdom saved against this charm. That is a dirty 20. So,
would that be between the two of us, though?
I mean, you would have
or
to
would
roll
that just be the one?
individually.
But we'd both do a wisdom throw, and then like combine it, divide.
No, you'd have to roll it individually. But this scentling, it's just a charm. It's not an actual spell. It could be, but it's not. It's just an ability, a passive ability. It makes you really not want to hurt this creature. And you, Schnur, rolled a 6 to a dirty 20, so you would really feel empathetic and not want to hurt this poor little scentling. You, Cloud, however, you would be like not as enveloped in these sweet aromas. You'd be more astute to your senses.
And the cheese, he can decide if he shall be falling for her or what she is doing.
Oh, that's a very good idea. Maybe you try and bring the scentling back to Ratman, see if he falls for the charm. Smart thinking, Schnurr. Well, roleplay it out. Try and convince her.
Well, Mrs. Little, I'm sorry, but what was your name?
Arthreus.
Arthreus? Okay. I was wondering if, we won't turn your ass in for stealing all this cheese if you become our cheese pack meal. We claim half of your cheese here, but you're carrying it for us, homie. And then we're gonna go trick the, Rat Man. You can be our homie if he falls for you.
Oh, well, yeah,
would
I
be
mean,
a
it would
very
be
good
nice
way
to
to
have
seduce
another
the rat, homie.
protector. I really feel lost with purpose without my wizard.
Your
and with
wizard.
that, can you roll? We'll just say that was such good roleplay, you don't have to roll. You guys are able to convince her. She'll follow you and Jumbo back down up the embankment. And she'll actually offer you half of this cheese. So you may now put 5 regular medium cheese wedges. Those are the ones that do D8s. And you may put 3 fine cheese wedges. Those are the ones that do D12s. Here, just take half of what I got here, because if this works, it would be so nice to live in a nice warm house instead of out here under this bridge with the Shadow Man lurking around. Have you guys seen the Shadow Man? He's in town, you know.
What is the Shadow Man up to?
I don't know. I just seen him lurking laid around. He was following that real big armor guy. You know, the one that people were talking about. You know, all those kids died.
Oh, what's his name? Heimdall, correct?
I think that sounds familiar.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't
think
hear
that
you.
sounds familiar.
And the part after that.
That was all she said. I just repeated it.
Oh, I thought he went missing with... Well, no, he didn't go missing, did he?
No, these kids, they didn't go missing, they died. They didn't make it to Mistvale Sanctum.
They weren't missing. We for sure we have their bones.
Yeah, they're gone.
Oh no!
They're deceased. They did not make it.
They were they were murdered. Yep.
Oh, that's fine voices in your head.
Yeah.
As you guys make your way back up to Ratman's place, Silith is just now leaving. This took you guys maybe about 20 to 30 minutes. The sigil is now completely faded. You guys are back. And Silith is just now leaving. You go in and find Ratman is kind of like scuttled back in the corner, picking his papers up. The table is completely flipped upside down and basically like across the room. And he's like picking his papers up and like scuttling back to his feet as you guys enter back in. Would anyone like to make an investigation check as to where Silith is like storming off towards?
Yes.
Am I of use, or is it between Jimbo and Schnurr?
Solaris, I'll say this could be for you. You could follow Silith. Let's say that his path would have crossed yours as you were going to catch up to Vero after he delivered those crates.
Okay.
So we'll say that you could do that, and then they can go.
Well, if they want to go ahead and roll, they can. But I'm willing to throw a roll out there if that's something.
So we'll
yeah, go for it,
I'm
right?
not concerned about that. I'm just saying I'd like to throw. Okay, so we're doing an investigation, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Right, an investigation? Okay.
Yeah.
So I gotta load this. It's being dumb and slow. I gotta put my phone on the charger. Okay, so we're doing an investigation. I gotta look up my stuff. I'm slow with it a little bit because I have to check
You're good.
notes, abilities.
You're good. We're basically near the end, so it's all right.
Okay, investigation is an old shoot on -1. All right, well let's see what I roll. Let's get a 405. Okay, rolled. Okay, I got. So
Oh,
I got a
17.
16 investigation. But
Um,
-1, so 16.
he
Unless we're
is
doing straight investigation.
storming down. Remember when you guys broke out into the town square? How you guys went around to the left, and there was like one big alley, and I said it basically like ran the whole length, but ended where that wall was. If you went the opposite way, where it continued to run the whole length, he is turning into that right now. So he would be walking essentially towards where we later know the flesh wall will be. He is going down that bending long, very long alley. But what's not interesting about that is not the fact that he's walking there, but that two figures that both have the same exact robes as him, with this bright embroidered red crescent around the borders, and the slicked popped almost like Dracula collar, but they also have long and black hoods, much like an executioner's cowl. And they quickly like both step and follow behind, like 10 paces behind Silith, entering down this dark alley right after he does. Would you like to follow them?
It's up to you guys.
No,
I'll
that's up
follow
to
you
you.
guys. I don't know. I'm down.
That's up to you. You're the
It's up
only
to
one that
me.
sees
Oh,
this.
so I follow him. Okay. Yeah. Let me follow his ass.
Yeah. So you make your way very quickly, kind of throwing off these thoughts of that orange cat and darting in between structure to structure of these tents and different semi-impermanent stands and tables as you work your way down, out, and into the main block over there, and then quickly turning into this alley following them. What you will find, though, as soon as you get into this alley, the whole first like crooked bend of it is entirely empty from your perception, and if they were all the way after this bend, they are now beyond your sight. But you could continue to follow them deeper into this alley, or take an investigation check at this starting bend to see maybe if you like hear their footsteps or.
This is -1. So okay, I got 6.
Okay. You don't hear footsteps. You don't see them. But you're getting a very, very dangerous feeling in your gut.
Okay.
And if you would like to proceed, you may do so.
Do I get what do I have left? Like a free move or like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, you can just move again. Your bonus action.
Well, I guess I'm going to move back to wherever they're coming from. Like if they're coming at me, I like to turn around and go to them. Or if they're running, I like to chase them.
Yeah, you're currently following them. You're on their tail. So they
Okay,
walked
I want to
and went
keep
around
following
this
them.
bend, and you stopped here to investigate to see if you could like hear them. You don't know if they're
Okay,
just
so
standing
I'll
there
keep
on the other side
following.
of the bend or not.
Okay, well I'm going to keep following if that's my next move. Yeah.
All right. And right as you get around this bend to where that long straightaway that you'll be familiar with later, right when you get along that bend, you see these two figures kind of like standing there. One of them kicks one of these barrels over. He was just right here. And you see all of these red linings on his suit on these robes start to fade off, and underneath are these long black robes with that isolate gray that kind of moves around, much like the guy with the skeleton mask had. and they're like just sitting there kind of like kicking.
Oh, okay.
And we'll pick up right there when we get back to what you investigate from that. Switching back over to
Okay,
Ratman's
okay.
hut. You guys walk into this hut having the scentling now with you, desperate to plead this offer with Ratman to let her stay there. She has given you half of her cheese just for helping her get this far. You guys are now past the threshold of Ratman's doors, and you have stepped into his den to find him on the ground, picking his papers up, scrambling to get back to his feet. His table has been flipped over and like tossed across the room.
Well, I would say we probably try and like be kind to dude. Like we don't want to like ruin his life or nothing. We just want a little bit of cheese, you know. Just a little bit of rations for the road.
Y'all be after
don't
that
really
cheddar.
Huh?
It's up to you guys. It's your moment. You step in to see him.
Oh, that's what he was saying he was doing. Like he
Oh.
goes in and he helps pick up the papers.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part. I thought he was asking. He's like, we don't want to ruin this guy's life, right?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, that's
yeah.
up to you. Okay. Oh, I did not hear that part. All right, yeah, you could go in there and help him get his papers up. You could also make a strength check to help him flip his table over. It is a pretty like big, long table that he would have had multiple things of cheese on, so that he can like look at multiple different ones and compare them side by side. Big.
Yeah,
large...
let's go for it. Let's help him out.
All right, roll a strength check, and he'll roll a
Hopefully we're strong
d6
enough.
to assist you, because he only has a maximum of 6 strength, and he's pretty hurt. Dang, he maxed it. He's gonna give everything his little rat
Hell
bones.
yeah.
Damn, a dirty 20 from Jimbo. Holy shit, yeah, you two. You might not be looked at as the two strongest, but between the two of you here now, you look like glorified Herculeans, the way you just so easily and effortlessly get this table back upright. And with a loud, audible thud, it sets back down upright. Dust clambers across the room. Some of the floorboards even rattle and jolt. Very, very well done. He is happy. He's like, oh, I thought we were gonna have to pay a fortune for that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but instead of a fortune, you could probably just give a wheel of cheese or two.
Oh, yes. I did not think
not
I'd
too
ever meet
greedy,
anyone
but-
so fascinated with cheese as me. You are truly welcomed here at Ratman's Den anytime. Let me see if I...
Free cheese for life.
let me see if I got something I can find around here. And he kind of scurries back about into his into one of those shed-like attachments that he's using as these storage houses for large wheels of cheese and just a plethora of cheese. But though they've been kind of skirmished thin, the cupboard has seen better days. It is worn and looking a little empty. He has a little tiny slice tucked away that he keeps under his pillow, and it's wrapped in this really, really old just like cheese paper and fabric on top of that, and then like some old ratty thin leather on top of that, and he almost hands it to you like a ball, but it's like a very, very cubic looking slice of cheese, and it's called ancient cheese.
We can't take that from him. I mean, that's your choice, Boo-Boo.
I insist.
You guys love the cheese. Is what you've been looking for.
If you don't take it, the cheese thief will get it. It's only a matter of time.
Well, you see, the thing about that.
Why doesn't he just eat it? He could just have it, and then he could have a good time. I mean, I know, Schnurr, you would love to have that cheese. But, like, we can't rob the man of his most prized possession, you know? That'd be, that... We can find other cheese, you know? I'm sure the man loves his cheese.
Who is that you got there with you? Is that the damn cheese thief?
Is that what? My bad.
The little scentling is still like floating around in the background somewhere, hanging out. And she's like sniffing the air. She's like, "Ooh, that does smell pretty good, though."
I can't be the judge of this one.
Oh, well, you guys are too kind. When I first met you and you were telling your tale of looking for this, magic cheese, I thought maybe I could help you because I know about this ancient cheese here, but I wasn't ready to part with it just yet. How about we each take a slice and I'll tell you a little bit of a tale. Maybe it'll help you find this magic cheese. And he pulls out a real tiny little pocket knife and he starts slicing this very cubic cheese slice into thinner slices. One for you, one for Schnurr, one for the Scentling, and one for himself. And he begins to nibble on his little piece. Well, I got this ancient cheese down in some old dwarven ruins.
Yeah, is Ray here?
No, she's in the alley.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm not. Okay. Okay.
All right. I was about to say the same thing. I was like, don't we all get a little sliver of cheese? But that's all right.
Yeah, I like cheese too. I'm not looking for it, but I like it. Y'all can come find me later and give me a little nibble.
We'll remember that. We'll not.
All right, for sure. Thank you.
He continues to nibble his little piece while you guys are like in thought about this offer, and he tells you, yeah, I got this ancient cheese down in those dwarven ruins. And, the dwarves, they knew about all kinds of weird magic us surface dwellers never figured out. If the magic cheese came from somewhere, I would say but it was probably from one of those dwarven ruins. There's all kinds of arctics and relics down in there. And his words become harder and harder to understand as they jumble up as he munches this cheese faster and faster.
Would it be rude to teach the homie about cholesterol?
I don't think that's. I'm not sure if that's prevalent.
I mean,
You are the guys trying to eat and get as many cheeses as you want. If you were to teach them about cholesterol, listen to your own wisdom, eh?
No, that's the demon on my shoulder.
Incorrect. I do not live this way.
So you still gotta convince you still have to show Ratman the thief and tell him and stuff and try and get this bargain.
Senor Ratman, since you have spun this tale with us now and shared this, may I say, fine cheese with us, we think you should know that this little blur. What the hell is it?
Scentling.
No, it starts with an S.
Yeah, Scentling.
Scentling. This little Scentling here. First off, what do you think of her? She chill, right?
He's like putting two and two together, and he like looks over at her, and he rolls a 5 to defend his charm. So yeah, she smokes him. He can't be angry at her. He's like, oh, look at her. Oh, so nice. That's a little cheese devil. Why didn't you just ask for some cheese? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And they exchange thoughts, and maybe they'll continue to tell tales together here. You guys each are going to get 20 shillings and one more medium wheel of cheese each. And he says, I know I don't got much cheese now, but when you guys come back, I'll make sure I save up one wedge from every single batch we make, and we'll save it for you guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and with that, you have completed the quest for Ratman. So I'll put that down in the XP log, and you do have one more opportunity here. You technically need to plant. If you want to complete that side quest, you need to plant the fake cheese wheel, Jimbo.
Oh, dude, you never planted it?
Fuck.
She had to
Where do
steal
I do
one, but
so?
the
You
other
didn't
part
We
was
only got
you didn't
20
plant
minutes.
your cheese. Oh.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
do a switcheroo then.
all right. Roll sleight of hand.
That's dope.
Yeah, you definitely fucking pull that off. You're like, as all this is going down, and he's like talking with his new friend, and everyone's getting cheese. You can quite easily, kind of like real sly, like roll this fake cheese wheel down your arm over your shoulder, like an NBA player, like a globe trotter, and kind of whoop, drop it right on top of one of the other cheese wheels, and step away as if nothing ever happened. Mission complete. Now, all you have to do is return one of the cheese wheels you currently have in your inventory to the rug guy, to the fabric guy.
Oh.
So you have a chance to make 20 more shillings than everybody else by simply returning there right now. You'd be in the lead for money
Oh.
Let's roll.
by almost double.
She owns the whip.
So you guys get moving.
If it involves
Lamborghini
cheese, I make the
fire up.
dictatorship. And
And you guys take off down the road, passing by the alley that Solaris dipped down. You guys, of course, don't know that she took off down there. But you guys quickly make your way back to the market, and the sun is getting ready to set. It is going to be dark soon, and if you don't make it back by dark, you will be disqualified, and you won't be able to travel the Mistvale Sanctum during this voyage, like Father Talia said at the beginning. So just keep that in mind. The sun is like close to going down, and it's getting pretty dark. And you guys make your way to the market, and just before you can get there, there is some sort of kerfuffle as there's a group of people that are basically being chased away by Solaris and Vero. It looks like 3 brown fabric-covered hooded figures that have like cardboard signs and a couple different picket pieces for their setup that they had. They have it in their arms, and they seem to be being ran out of town. And you guys pass by that, and then make your way to the market again. And at the market, you're able to make it back to the parchment guy with the spinning binoculars and the little robotic spider.
oh, my fine sir, look at what we have.
Oh, I knew you wouldn't fail. Here you go. And I threw in a bonus. There's 30 shillings there. And make sure you remove one of those medium cheese wheels from your guys' inventory. And now, in total, you guys should have 50 shillings. Which would put you guys in the lead by 30 for the richest.
Yeah, hack and hack.
Yeah, make him bank. And he is so excited that you pranked his old rival. He's kicking his boots. And he's like, well, I guess that's a successful day. And he begins shutting it down and packing up all his stuff as well. The spider running around and helping fold things with all of its little legs. And yeah, he starts packing it up.
Spider.
It's almost dark, so I presume you guys would be wanting to take the voyage to Mistvale tomorrow in the game.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow in the game, man.
Yeah. So you guys would make it back to the church way before it gets dark, greeted once again by Solaris and Vero as they make their way in, and Father Talius would welcome you guys all, thank you guys all for participating, and wish you guys a safe night within the walls of the
Heck
chapel.
yeah!
And
Ooh.
with that, we are all going to do our level ups. Solaris,
Yeah.
standing in this alley, you stumbled around this bend to find these two figures using some sort of disguise, some sort of illusion magic that now fades, revealing that they're underlings of the guy that you know you'll meet later and fight with Vero
Okay, so
and
some next week
Draylin.
war. Okay.
And these guys are like hunting Silith. Silith didn't know they were behind him. He may be a douchebag,
Ooh.
but these guys were presumably about to do something pretty bad to him, and now they're throwing a temper
They're
tantrum.
even more douchey?
Huh?
Oh no.
Yeah, and they're
So they're
throwing a
even more
temper
douchey
tantrum.
than him? Oh.
Silith disappeared right where you will come
Ooh.
later to find the that
Ooh.
fleshy wall.
Okay.
And now these
yeah.
two are standing there. Do you want to take cover and see what they're arguing about?
I sure would like. Yeah, I would sure like to do that.
All right. Go ahead
Should I
and
do like a
take an
roll or
investigation
something?
check. Yeah.
Investigation. Okay. No, I gotta look up all my silly stuff because my stuff needs. I gotta look
I think
it
your
up.
investigation's a
Mm.
-1.
Why is it? I think it is just one. No, actually, my investigation might be -1. I don't want to. I don't
That's what I
want
said.
to.
-1.
Investigation -1. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yep, you're
You're
correct.
good. You're good.
All right, roll them
just
up.
saying. I
Roll
was
them
like,
up.
that's what I said. Yeah.
Roll them up. Oh, I literally got a 1, so I have a 0.
They're almost muttering.
What?
It's really hard to make out what they're saying, even though you're so close. It's if they're speaking in some sort of shadow-like, mystified dialect that's these low hisses and jumbled groans at each other, but you can make out actual words within it. Go ahead and roll stealth now, real quick, before anything else.
Okay. Yeah, before we go. The boops. Come on, internet, just load. What the heck? Okay, there's a stealth. Stealth. Boop, stealth. Stealth is going to be a +0, so nothing. And then we're going to roll a bleep bloop. And we're going to go to do here. 12. So it's an even 12 because my stealth is +0. So 12.
So they're at disadvantage because they're arguing. So they roll a 1. You're pretty concealed to them. They continue arguing back and forth. You could take another investigation check.
Cool. Okay. My investigation -1 we
stealth.
said, right? So.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay, well, all my investigation checks -1. So 13. So I rolled a 14. My investigation -1, so 13.
If we can't kill him, he's going to get in the way. You don't think I know that? We have to kill him. We have no chance at killing Heimdall, and one of them has to be taken off the board. They're arguing back and forth. And before they can even like really finish this thought, you hear some sort of in this like slurping and warping and bending sound, as we see the fleshy wall come into view much previously than we had thought, as it manifests and bends, and as the flesh kind of bends and molts and warps these patches of different colors with these seamless or these seams that aren't stitched at all just patching in and flowing against each other, begin to bend and warp in the center,
Oh,
making a cylindrical type shape that protrudes further and further out of the wall before becoming a humanoid type shape and then emerging from the wall in total. And the guy with the skull mask appears, a large hooded figure with wearing some sort of deformed human skull across his face, steps forward, and he looks at the two. Did you find him? And they're like, no, but we're going to. This thing is throwing us all out of whack. We thought this stone would help us, but it's done nothing but throw us the wrong way. And he chucks something across the alley. Ding, 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 ding. Well, you have one more day, and if you fail, I'll kill you both myself. And you hear that flesh and slimy warping bend as the figure wasn't like fully out of the wall yet, just like emerged and protruding, and now it just like retracts and begins to morph back into it. And yeah, that is everything. They kind of scuffle about, they scoff at each other.
Oh my god, I need my little buddy. He needs to hear this.
And if you would peep around the corner, you can make one more investigation check real quick.
I sure will. Alright, let's see. Let me do one more investigation. My investigation, what I say, is -1, so I already know. So I can roll a d20. Clean it. Okay, d20, so 19, so 18.
You peep around and see that not only are both of these dark figures gone, but that wall that I was just describing is also gone. This wall is not the same.
Like poof.
It is just in the same spot, and whoever made this wall can conceal it a lot better, make it go away a lot faster than Vero can.
Ooh. Okay.
And
I can hear you on my...
You see a small stone that has been skipped across the alley and is tucked up against the one of the barrels that has trash stuffed in it, with a crescent moon on it.
A small blue stone with a crescent moon. Okay.
Yep. And that is perfect. We will go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys again for joining us. Then make your way back up and meet up with Vero, and the events would continue. Thank you guys again for catching up with us in this filler episode as we patched in what was all happening alongside our other episode. This has been so much fun, and I appreciate you guys all for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one in Spells and Scepters. Time does not flow cleanly in Riverwood tonight. We began as Solaris, simply retracing her steps, became something stranger. Threads of memory looping back on themselves. Moments she's lived before, now unfolding with new clarity. In these hidden fractures of time, we finally see what was hidden. Jimbo and Schnurr never vanished into thin air. They slipped into their own side quest, chasing the infamous Riverside cheese thief. Turning to the hunt into mischief, tricks, and laughter, the timeline somehow forgot to show us the first time. We glimpsed Silith Bloodbloom too, not alone but shadowed by a quiet hooded group. Their symbols match the shape of the masked figure Vero will face soon. A whisper of future, conflict bleeding backward into the past. Every revelation in this wrinkle feels less like a discovery and more like a remembering. As the loop tightens, Solaris realizes the truth. These stories didn't change. She did. And whatever force bends Riverwood's hours and echoes is not done yet. The questions grow sharper, the answers draw closer, and when the clock finally clicks into place, midnight waits. Next time on Episode 6, A Duel at Midnight.
Before the world knew flame or fate, before the sanctum raised its gate, a dragon wandered tired and worn through misty skies of silver morn. It searched for peace, a place to lie, beneath the glow of moonlit sky, and in a valley hushed between two gentle hills of twilight green, it bowed its head in softened light and drifted deep to dreams of night. It dreamed of fire burning bright, of honor shining pure and white, of moonlit sacred, calm and true, of secrets old and wonders new. From dragon dreams to whispers grew, a hint of halls the world once knew, where mysteries danced in shadowed air, and magic bloomed in hearts that dared. That was the dawn of what would be, where five fought fate and unity. Their story closed, their watch now done, five voices fading into one. And so I speak across the yore, to those who brave what lies before. O hero born of flame or field, of moonlit craft or truth concealed, step forth, past revealed, come soon your fate unsealed. For now the sanctum stirs to see what new made legends you will be. The dragon breathes the dream once more, a calling through the ancient door. Hero before the past is through, the tale now waits to open you. Take clues I've left and missed and do. Seek what is hidden, chase what's true. For the sanctum keeps its promise still. In silent halls and moonlit chill, it watches all you choose to do. And it's long been waiting here for you.